Hi everybody, Mary here from A Recreated Life, and today's frugal tip of the day is send the children off to school with homemade snacks. Of course, this goes right along with, homemade school lunches, homemade brown bag lunches for you yourself when you go to work. So the homemade snack thing just kind of fits right in. So just some examples about what you could make homemade. Popcorn. Pop your own popcorn, very cheap. You buy a big bag of the kernels and just kind of, shake it up in a pot on the stove. Or if you have an air popper, it's even more healthy for you. Homemade muffins. Now, there are tons of muffin recipes out there on YouTube and Pinterest and all that. But if you have that Fruit Tightwad Gazette book, remember I told you she has in it a universal muffin recipe? So you could make tons of different kinds of recipes. Muffins, you could do biscuits, and you could put some homemade jam on them. One thing you could do is take a muffin, cut it in half. Like say here's the top of the muffin, here's the bottom of the muffin. Cut the muffin in half, open it up, put jam on the inner half, and then put the topper back on the muffin. So that way the jam doesn't get everywhere. So that's one suggestion. Homemade cookies. You guys, you can make cookie dough, put it in a roll, and freeze it in the freezer. Or you could actually slice it and store the slices in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. And then if you wanted to, you could cook cookies in the morning even before they go to school. It only takes about 10 minutes. So you could do that, or just make up a whole batch and keep them in the freezer all cooked and just put one of the cookies in there. Batches with tons of cookie recipes out there. Trail mix. Granola or trail mix, you guys. There's all kinds of homemade recipes online for those two. Or energy bars, energy balls, sometimes, and they call for usually very few ingredients. So homemade trail mix, energy bars or balls, or granola. Yogurt with fruit. I love that one. And if you make your own yogurt, it makes it super cheap. But I like to take yogurt and put frozen fruit in it. What I get the non-dairy yogurt, and I put a little bit of sweetener in it, whatever sweetener I want, and then I put frozen strawberries in it. Well, it's great, you guys, because you don't even need to use like an ice pack in your lunchbox, because the frozen fruit thaws out as time goes on. By the time you have your snack at work or at school, it's all thawed out, and it kept your yogurt cool while it was thawing, so it works great. Fresh fruit. If you have apple trees or pear trees or whatever, that's even cheaper. Plum trees, whatever. Fresh fruit or even the canned fruit. Those little packs containers are convenient, but they are expensive. So if you can buy canned fruit in a big can and then put it in a small container, that's a great one. Veggies and dip. And think about that, guys. If you grow your own veggies, that's wicked cheap. I always like vegetables, like cut up carrots with ranch dressing. So you could make your own ranch dressing. You could grow your own carrots. I personally, for my own snacks, I like to have carrots or celery or green pepper strips. I love those, green or red or whatever kind of pepper strips. And just have like a salad dressing to dip them in. Leftover pizza. I love that one, you guys. I like leftover pizza cold. And I like to eat it for breakfast sometimes. So homemade leftover pizza. Applesauce. If you have apple trees every year and you make sauce, I know people who have apple trees, and they, every year they'll say, hey, come pick whatever apples you want. So I make applesauce and keep it in the freezer. You could freeze it in your little individual containers and just grab a container before you head out to work or school. Homemade crackers. That's one I've never done. I don't make homemade crackers. If I do have crackers, I buy them. So well, that's up to you guys. There are cracker recipes out there, but I don't do it. Focaccia. Homemade focaccia. If you flavor it up the way that you or your children like it, and give them some little focaccia. Or the last one is pudding or jello. I'm not really sure if anybody makes jello anymore, but it's still sold in the stores, so I would assume people do. And it's a really cheap way to go. You could mix in some fruit, something like that. So guys, there you have it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps, and I'll see you tomorrow.